personal at all for you because of what's happened?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like, there's no way people can just get away with putting their hands on me, and that's just, you're getting a free pass on that.
Inside reports confirm shocking scenes as Fabio Wardley loses control after his brutal knockout defeat and confronts Daniel Dubois at the airport in a heated moment of anger. Witnesses suggest emotions boiled over after the fight as tensions exploded outside the ring. What should have been recovery and respect quickly turned into chaos, leaving boxing fans stunned at how quickly rivalry escalated beyond the sport itself. Frank Warren reacts with clear disappointment after hearing about the airport incident between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois. He stresses that moments like this damage boxing's image and should never happen outside the ring. Warren admits he didn't witness it firsthand, but the concern in his tone reflects how seriously the sport takes such post-fight chaos and unwanted controversy.
Won't be any more of it, that's for sure. And everybody wants to show some respect to each other. And let's see the fight where it should happen in the ring on Saturday night.
Fabio Wardley reflects on the fight and admits he struggled to adjust during the early and middle rounds, which cost him momentum against Daniel Dubois. He explains how difficult it was to figure things out in real time inside such a high-pressure heavyweight clash. Despite the disappointment, Wardley is trying to stay positive and view it as a learning experience rather than a straight loss, showing he is still mentally processing the aftermath of the brutal encounter and what comes next in his career.
Because that means they get to see it again, maybe, and they get another go at it. So, yeah, it's still a bitter pill to swallow. It's not a loss.
Adam Smith acknowledges the controversy surrounding Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois, stating that while such behavior is not acceptable at face-offs, boxing often produces these heated moments. He believes incidents like this only increase attention and make the rivalry even bigger for fans. According to him, controversy is part of the fight business and it builds anticipation for what happens next, especially in a storyline that has already exploded beyond the ring and into real-world drama.
It's the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next. And I'm a storyteller, and I love the interest and intrigue in matchups, and I think this is a fight that the casuals will just revel in. Is it controversial? Have we already seen controversy at a press conference?
Eddie Hearn highlights how quickly tensions escalated between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois during their face-off moments. He explains that repeated verbal pressure and provocation can naturally trigger emotional reactions in fighters. Hearn even suggests that a bit of anger and spite is actually good for promotion because it builds intensity for fight night. This kind of energy shows how personal the rivalry became, which later spilled over into chaos and post-fight drama involving Wardley after the knockout.
You know, I think when you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, you know, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. You know, I think it's going to be that kind of fight.
The Wade Plemons gives a very serious and worrying breakdown of Fabio Wardley's condition during the fight, describing how badly he was hurt and disoriented after absorbing heavy punches from Daniel Dubois. He praises Wardley's toughness, but also raises concern about his safety as he was visibly struggling. The mention of hospital-level damage now directly connects to the aftermath story, showing how dangerous the fight was and why medical attention became necessary after such brutal exchanges.
I mean, this got to a point where Fabio is stumbling around. He's not even aware of his surroundings, it doesn't look like. The doctors are checking on him round after round. And, you know, I said Daniel had big stones to get off the canvas. Fabio Wardley's got a chin of iron because he ate some absolute nukes. Shots that put Anthony Joshua on the floor from Daniel Dubois and probably would have put a lesser man in the hospital that night. I mean, I'm sure Fabio's in the hospital now, but stretcher job.
Dominic Ingle delivers a very harsh but honest opinion about Fabio Wardley's future, suggesting that the damage he has taken in tough fights may have long-term consequences on his career. While he respects Wardley's ability and improvement, he questions whether he can reach the next level after such punishment. His comments tie into the ongoing concern after the Dubois fight and hospital situation, raising real debate about whether Wardley should continue or step away from boxing.
There's a slight difference, fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he?
Joseph Parker's been a champion.
Yeah, but he wasn't the champion, right? So
Carl Froch breaks down Fabio Wardley's technical flaws in the fight, pointing out that his lack of fundamentals and over-reliance on power punches cost him against Daniel Dubois. He explains that Wardley often threw shots from the wrong range without proper setup, making him predictable. Despite this criticism, Froch still respects his overall career and toughness, suggesting this is more of a learning curve than the end, especially after such a physically damaging war that led to his current hospital situation.
He neglected all of his little bit of boxing skill, what he's learned over the white collar and through the fights that he's been involved in. I mean, he's had a fantastic career, and I don't think this is the end of Fabio Wardley at all, but he showed that he's a bit naive and a bit green. Like I said, his attacks were very crude. I don't know what Ben Davison should have been telling him. Stop throwing that overhand right from out of range. It's like he's looking for the knockout punch. He's not even got his feet in range.
Derek Chisora gives a very harsh assessment of Fabio Wardley's performance, strongly criticizing his lack of basic boxing fundamentals against Daniel Dubois. He focuses on the absence of a proper jab and suggests Wardley relied too much on raw power instead of structure or discipline. According to Chisora, this approach left him exposed at elite level. This connects directly to the aftermath of the fight, where Wardley's performance is now being questioned even more due to the punishment he absorbed and the hospital situation following the brutal encounter.
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He would go jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was do busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less.
Johnny Nelson breaks down Fabio Wardley's early success in the fight, explaining how his structure and movement initially worked well against Daniel Dubois. However, he highlights a major flaw, the lack of a plan B once things started going wrong. As the fight progressed, Wardley's shape collapsed under pressure, and he struggled to adapt. This technical breakdown explains how Dubois gained control later in the fight, and why Wardley ended up taking such heavy punishment that led to his current recovery situation.
The first half of the fight, he kept his shape. You know, the jabs were working, dominating head to body. He kept slinging that big right hand over the top. Now and again, he's whip it up the middle. He had good feet for a big guy, good feet. And I thought, you look the part. But then there was no plan B that he could rely on if that didn't work. And you saw from round 6, he lost his shape. The shape had gone because there was no plan B. You know, when he get hit, it was like he completely turned. And trust me, this boy's got no coward in him.
Barry McGuigan delivers one of the most serious warnings about Fabio Wardley's future, suggesting that the punishment he took in the fight against Daniel Dubois was too severe for a rematch or immediate return. He expresses genuine concern for Wardley's health and long-term safety in boxing. His comments reflect the gravity of the situation, especially now with hospital reports emerging, raising real questions about whether Wardley should continue fighting at all after such a damaging heavyweight battle.
Rematch, but I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never fight again.
David Hay praises the fight between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois as one of the most entertaining heavyweight clashes he has ever witnessed. He highlights the non-stop action, bravery, and back-and-forth drama that made it a true fan spectacle. According to him, both fighters gave everything inside the ring, creating a memorable war. This also explains why the aftermath is so emotional, because such an intense battle often comes with serious physical consequences, as seen in Wardley's recovery situation.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times.
Daniel Dubois reflects on the fight as a mental and physical test, describing how he had to overcome nerves and reset himself during the bout. He acknowledges Fabio Wardley as a strong opponent who pushed him into deep waters and forced him to dig into his warrior mentality. Dubois explains that staying composed was key to victory. His comments also underline how dangerous and exhausting the fight was, which now connects to Wardley's hospital situation and the damage both men suffered in this heavyweight war.
What a warrior he is, and came through that test. You know, coming off the back of a loss, I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
Duke McKenzie gives a very emotional reaction to Fabio Wardley's performance against Daniel Dubois, highlighting both his incredible toughness and the worrying level of punishment he absorbed. He praises Wardley's heart, but also openly questions the long-term effects of the damage he took, suggesting it may not be easy to come back from. His words reflect genuine concern rather than criticism, showing how brutal the fight was. This ties directly into the current situation where Wardley's recovery and hospital reports have become a major talking point across boxing media.
Fabio Wardley has got a heart as big as a bucket, and some of the punches he took last night, he may not come back from, because he was taking right hands, he was eating them so flush. It was quite brutal to watch at times. I've actually felt sorry for Fabio.
Fraser Clark describes the fight as a pure heavyweight war rather than a technical boxing match, focusing on the raw violence and entertainment it delivered. He acknowledges that while it may not have been the most skilled contest, it gave fans exactly what they came for: intensity and action. Clark praises both fighters for their toughness and willingness to engage in a brutal battle. This also connects to Fabio Wardley's current condition, showing how such entertaining fights often come with serious physical consequences afterwards. Sam Jones reflects on the dramatic shifts inside the fight, where Fabio Wardley initially had success with knockdowns, but Daniel Dubois turned things around with discipline and heart. He highlights how both fighters showed elite toughness, refusing to break under pressure. Jones praises Wardley's resilience despite the damage he eventually took, reinforcing how physically demanding the contest was. This also links to the aftermath situation, where both men's durability is now being discussed alongside Wardley's recovery and condition following the brutal encounter.
It was just incredible. I couldn't believe what I was watching at times there. I mean, listen, it was all going wrong at the start, wasn't it? When Fabio put him down a couple of times, but Daniel showed the heart of a lion in there. Got it together, got behind his jab, and really started busting Fabio up. And by the way, Fabio Wardley is one hard bastard. My God, what a hard man. So is Daniel Dubois. Two very, very tough, strong men going at it for the world heavyweight title.
Ajit Cabale reacts to the fight by emphasizing how chaotic and unpredictable it was, with multiple knockdowns and momentum swings that kept fans engaged throughout. He highlights the toughness of both Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois, noting how both managed to recover and continue fighting despite being hurt. His reaction shows admiration for the resilience on display, turning the fight into a dramatic spectacle. This also connects to Wardley's current condition, as such intense exchanges often come with serious physical tolls, now reflected in his recovery situation. This fight between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois has now turned into something far bigger than just a heavyweight clash. From the brutal exchanges in the ring to the shocking aftermath reports of Wardley being taken to hospital, the entire boxing world is still reacting. Fighters, coaches, and analysts are split, some praising the warrior spirit shown by both men, while others are seriously questioning how much punishment is too much in modern heavyweight boxing. Daniel Dubois has earned massive respect for his composure and power, but Fabio Wardley's heart and refusal to quit has also won him a lot of admiration despite the defeat. Now, with reports this fight between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois has now turned into something far bigger than just a heavyweight clash. From the brutal exchanges in the ring to the shocking aftermath reports of Wardley being taken to hospital, the entire boxing world is still reacting. Fighters, coaches, and analysts are split, some praising the warrior spirit shown by both men, while others are seriously questioning how much punishment is too much in modern heavyweight boxing. Daniel Dubois has earned massive respect for his composure and power, but Fabio Wardley's heart and refusal to quit has also won him a lot of admiration despite the defeat. Now, with reports confirming Dubois visiting Wardley in hospital, it shows the respect still exists between them outside the ring even after such violence. The big question now is what comes next for both fighters. Will Wardley be forced to take a long break or even reconsider his career, or will he come back stronger and more dangerous than ever? And for Dubois, is this the moment he steps fully into elite heavyweight superstardom? One thing is clear: this rivalry has changed both careers forever. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and drop your thoughts in the comments about whether you want a rematch or should both fighters move on to bigger challenges.